Hi everyone, Sarah here, back with another FlossTube. It has been a while. It's been a little over a month. We were pretty down for the count. We had what we thought was the flu. We were all running a fever for about a week. We had aches, we had chills, we had congestion. We were pretty miserable. But my husband had went to the doctor, had a flu swab done, and it came back negative. So it was not the flu, but it was still pretty nasty. And so it knocked us out for a little while. And then last week I did try to film, but I don't know. I had some technical issues, and I was still pretty congested. So it's probably for the best that it didn't work out, because y'all probably would have been hearing me sniffle and cough through the whole thing. I do still have a little bit of congestion, and I may have a little bit of issue with the sniffles, and I'm going to apologize for that in advance. But yeah, I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I've done over the past month and a bit. Sorry, the cats are running around like crazy cats, because that's what they do. And they're really distracting today. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of go through some of the stuff I've worked on. I honestly don't remember everything that I've touched over the last month and a bit, so we'll see. We'll see what I can pull out and what I am sorry. I am a little, I think it's just been so long since I've filmed one of these. I'm a little disjointed. So, bear with me if I feel like, or I seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. It's probably because I don't. That's just the honest truth. I'm going to start with Peacock's Garden. Oops, that is upside down. This is the Linens and Threads Mystery Sal for this year. They do also on their website have 2017 and 2018. It is all free. You can download it. I will post a link. I think I've made some progress on this. I'm not sure how much. And I haven't pulled it out in a few weeks at least. So let me try to get this situated. So that's where he's at now. He is being stitched on 32 count linen 1/1. I'm honestly thinking about finishing up the peacock, making it into a pillow or something. Haven't quite decided yet what I want to do. But I'm thinking I might want to go and change it and do a 25 or 28 count even weave, just to get a little bit larger count, and maybe make it a little bit easier. It's not been as difficult as I thought it would be, but it's still a little bit more tedious and taking a little bit longer than I would like it to. So yeah, they've already released February and March. I do not have those downloaded or anything yet, or not printed out at any rate. I think I do have them downloaded. So that'll be a decision to make once I finish the peacock. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Yeah, the heat's gonna kick on. It's like 12 degrees here this morning, so you're probably gonna hear the fan from time to time. It's just gonna be distraction central, because I've got water dripping, I've got cats running amok, and I have the heat coming on and off. So I apologize, but I'm not gonna turn the heat off because it's cold, and I don't like cold. So next is, and this is one I need to talk about a little bit. Cat shook the camera. I'm sorry. Y'all need to cool it. This is the mini summer. Sorry, guys. She is, or he is, racing back and forth. Yeah, that's another story to tell. The young kitten that we had, took her to the vet to get spayed. And as it turns out, when we went to the vet before, and we kept referring to her as a her, because we were kind of, when we first got the kitten, when it first showed up on the porch, I kind of thought it was a male, but then we looked and we weren't sure. Still hadn't developed fully. Still pretty young at that point. So I took her to the vet. They were like, yeah, put her down as a female, all of this stuff. So we assumed, well, if we didn't know, at least the vet would know. And I don't know if they just took our word for it, or it just that he wasn't developed. Because when we got back to pick him up, they were like, oh, that's not a female, that is a male, and he got a neuter. So the good news is a neuter costs less than a spay. So we got we got a little bit of a discount that we weren't expecting, so that was nice. So yeah, I had kind of had some, I was probably the least surprised person in the house, I'll put it that way. But yeah, he is running amok this morning. I don't know, so much energy. But so you're gonna probably hear him racing back and forth and possibly knocking into the camera. It's possible. So anyway, back to this mini summer. I just went off on a little tangent there. That's how I do. This is by Cherie Gerhardt. I know I'm pronouncing that probably super wrong, but this was what I was using for the 100 days of HAED challenge. That is not a thing for me anymore with the illness, and I did not stitch for a week. A whole week I didn't even touch my cross stitching stuff. So yeah, I'm out of that, but that's okay. I have worked on it a little bit. Before I got sick, I was still doing the day, at least 5 stitches a day that they require. I think I'm going to do the Full Coverage Fanatics 90 days challenge starting in April. I'm not sure yet which piece I'm going to use. I have about 4 or 5 full coverage pieces of various sizes on the go. But this is where I'm at now on this. Everything I've done has been, I'm showing you the back, aren't I? Haha! Sorry about that. Everything I have done has been up in this corner. Ignore the whole back thing. Sorry, but I'm not going to edit this. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Obviously, I still have a long way to go. This is my largest project right now. I do have, like I've mentioned before, some HAEDs that are on layaway, and one of them is the 2 of them are regular sized one. This is a mini, and then I have another mini that I'm getting. But I will hopefully either sometime this month or next month be able to show you those. And I'm hoping to get started. I'm doing one of the ones that I've got is the Possibilities of Evie. I'm doing the max color one of that, so I'm a little scared by that, but we'll see how that goes. And the mini summer is being done on 28 count even weave 1/1. No, it's 25 count even weave 1/1. Sorry about that. Next, into some of the Christmas present stuff. So this is one that I know I have done some work on. Let's see. This is Dragon by Valenti Cross Stitch. I will link everything that I can down in the description box. But yeah, that is Valenti Cross Stitch Dragon. This is what I'm working on for my brother. I had hoped by the end of January to have a page finished. I did not quite manage that. This is the bottom of the page. But I think I've done quite a bit since the last time I showed this to you. I've used it for School of Magical Stitches and Literature. I've used this for a lot of challenges because it's a dragon. It's fit in with some stuff. Oh my goodness, he is racing. And there he goes, bumping the camera. Sorry about that. So yeah. My goodness, he just climbed to the top of the cat tree in about 2 seconds. But yeah, that is where I'm at on that. And it's been, I think it's going to come back out here and there. It's definitely the largest of the projects that I have for Christmas presents. So it's one of the reasons I wanted to start it in January, is so it's easy to just pull out and work on it from time to time. And it works really well for the challenges, for the stitching challenges. So that's good. That is being done on 22 count Hardinger. I'm trying to remember to tell y'all all of this stuff, and I'm not great at it. I do not have a printed picture for this. I will put something up here to show y'all. This is 11 Doctors. It's now called The Doctors. It has more. I think there's 13 now on the Wee Little Stitches website. This is being done on a 16 count Aida that I have painted using textile medium and acrylic paint. This is where I'm at on it. I started this very beginning of February, like maybe the first week of February sometime. So I I have the TARDIS done. The original pattern, if you notice, the TARDIS is on this side, and it leads from First Doctor that way. So I have managed to get, we're just kind of switching it because my mom, this is for my mom, and my mom is not sure yet how many doctors she wants. I know I'm good to go through Sylvester McCoy, so I'll have at least 7. I assume she's going to want more. She's like, I have watched some of the newer stuff. It may be that she decides she wants all of them. I have no idea, but I'm giving myself the ability to start the TARDIS and not have to know, didn't have to know how far I was going, because I wanted to get that TARDIS stitched up and done. So yeah, I've got William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, is that right? It has been a while. I grew up, my parents were watching, like, the, they would do, like, a serialized version every, like, on the weeknights, and then they'd do it all at once on Sunday morning on our PBS channel. So we had Doctor Who going on in our house almost every day of the week. So yeah, that's where I'm at on my mom's Christmas present. Don't know how much more I'm going to get done with it before I start, my next one, which is the Princess Bride one. I'm going to be out traveling this weekend, so that's what I'm planning on taking with me. I can at least work on it in the car. It's, I'm going to be super busy. I'm going up to Wisconsin. I'm going to be super busy while I'm there, so I'm not going to have any time to, like, do much stitching. Maybe a little bit in the hotel room. We'll see. But I'm going to a gaming convention, so I'm going to have a blast. It's going to be fun, but yeah, I'm not going to get a lot of stitching done. It is a 7-hour drive from here, so I may get some time in the car, like I said. So now I'm going to go on to some of the other things I've worked on. These are not Christmas presents. This is like the never-ending project. This is Let It Snow by Country Cottage Needleworks. Is that right? I feel like I'm butchering everything. Like I'm not getting any of the names right. But I am almost done with this. I am maybe 10 stitches away plus some metallic, which I'm going to have to buy. I do not have any silver metallic. I have tons of gold, but no silver. I don't know. I really thought I'd be able to just go to my stash and find some, but I obviously don't have any. So yeah, there's some stars that are kind of a silver color in the sky, and then I have some work to do on the birds and on his face, and then I will be done with this. So hopefully maybe I'll be able to stop somewhere when we're on our way to or from Wisconsin and get some sort of metallic to go on it. Yeah, I mean, it's only like 4 or 5 stars, so it won't be much. I'd like to get that finished so I can start on my next Christmas project, because that's kind of I want to do one ornament at a time. I may change that. Who knows? You can't count on me. I thought I had all of these unzipped. I did not. This is another one I do not have. This is a digital. This is from Daily Cross Stitch. I do not have any sort of printout or anything that I can show you, but I will link a picture up here again, or not link, but show it to you. It's called Heart Camera. And these are the challenges that I do remember. We had to stitch for some stuff to get us that had to deal with the chamber itself, that because the Phoenix came and saved Harry and is reborn, we had to work on something we restarted. So if you remembered my Let It Snow, I had done, I had somehow or another shortened the border down. So that was my restart. I was surprised to find we had to do 200 stitches on it, and I was really surprised to find that I actually had 200 stitches on it. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do this and see if I can make it work, because otherwise I'm going to have to do penalty stitches. And because that's the only restart I'd had. And I ended up with 230 some stitches. So I was like, you know, if nothing else, at least I've got this one close to done, or done, if I didn't have that many stitches left. So, because I knew at that point I didn't have the metallics, but it would have been really close. And it is still really close, but, yeah, hopefully soon. So this one was, we had to stitch something that caused the students to become petrified. And instead of, you know, how the basilisk would kill. So Colin Creevy looked through his camera lens, and that's how he was petrified instead of instead of killed. So there is the beginning of the camera. It's like a Polaroid kind of thing. Like I said, right now I'll show a picture. Like I said, I am all over the place today, and I really do apologize. getting back into doing this. That is on 22 count Hardinger as well. Next is, this one is called Skeledancers, also from Daily Cross Stitch. There's a remark about how Jenny's body skeleton will lay in the chamber. So I am doing this on 14 count Ivory Ada. And there is the beginning. Hopefully I put a picture up there. My goodness. So yeah, 14 count Ivory Ada. I am doing a color change. The last skeleton, it's orange and then black and then kind of a purple one. The purple one is really more pink in the charted pattern, so I'm using this kind of a deeper purple. I really like that one better. So yeah, I I started those two. Wait, I have one more that I started because this, for whatever reason, I was like, I'm going to do all the starts on this one. I have a ton of stuff from Daily Cross Stitch because I had a subscription. Actually, I just let it lapse because I have probably hundreds of patterns that I've downloaded to my computer from them, and you can still get the main one for free every day anyway, or I think they may have changed that, but there's a free pattern that they offer every day, so I can still get that. And then, you know, I mean, you can buy the members only patterns. I don't know that I will, but there are members only patterns that it looks like you can buy them now. I'm not sure because I haven't really looked at the site since my subscription lapse. There's a kind of a cute origami elephant type thing as their free chart today. So I'm going to go download that because my daughter is super into origami and it's pretty cute. So, and it's free. So I will go download that. I will put a link in the description. I'm hoping to get this up today so that will still be there. If not, there'll be something else free for you to download if you want. You do have to sign up, but there's no charge to do so, unless you want to do the subscription and be able to just download whatever you want whenever you want, which is nice. I think I paid $10 a year for it. I don't know that it's always that. It may have been on some sort of special, but I definitely feel like it's worth that, because they're small, little, quick, easy to stitch up patterns. So this is called Sword and Shield. We had to stitch on a weapon, and so this is one that I had been wanting to start. This will be a possible birthday present for somebody. This is the picture here. I did the 200 stitches I needed to do for the challenge, and then this past week, the year 3 week 1 homework was we had to post a whip list. I will show you mine here. I had 15 items on mine, and there were a few options. If you had a number 13, which this was my number 13, then you stitched 300 stitches, I want to say, on this. If you did not have a number 13, then you stitched 150 stitches each on your 1 and 3. If you did not have 3, then you stitched on either a 1 or 2. So if you only had one whip, there was still a way to do it. And then if you neglected to post your list like you had been instructed to do, then you did 600 penalty stitches. So nobody was left out, but you had 3 days to do it. So even the 600 is possible. I mean, I did all 300 of these in one day. And I also used this for my, I joined Semi-Sane Stitchers last month, and just in time for them to start Stitchopoly. So I started that and used this. First I landed on the, I rode double twos, and I landed on the thing that gave me a gift certificate. So I got 2 free entries before I even did my first stitch, which made me feel a little weird. But yeah, I did that, and then I landed on, I don't have them written down, but I had to do 150 stitches. It's whatever would have been where Waterworks or the electric company is on the original board. I had to do 150 stitches on that, and then I rolled again, got another 4. The 8 and the 4 were not doubles, so I did not have to go to Stitchy Gel or whatever. I think Stash something, Stash Diet or whatever they call it. But yeah, I did 180 stitches then on this. So I did about 300. I think it was a little over 330 stitches total. So I am on my way to having that one. A pretty good start on that. I mean, it's not huge. It's only going to come to about there, and then the sword. I'm on the wrong side, but the sword comes down a little bit. This is also on 22 count Hardinger. I'm sorry, guys. This is going much longer. I feel like I'm rambling more than I had planned on. And so those are my 3 new starts. That is all of the projects I have to share with you right now, I think. So I want to do a shout out to a fellow FlossTuber. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Jen Lee of, I think it's Quirks and Stitches. I will link her YouTube channel in the description. I have had just a blast. I have gone through all of her videos. I watched her latest video, not the latest one, but the latest at the time when I started, because she just posted one a day or 2 ago. But I watched her, I think it was her number 11, and then I went back to number 1 and watched all the way through. I enjoyed it so much, and she didn't have just a ton up there that I didn't feel like I couldn't catch up, so I did a lot of watching her while I stitched, and yeah, I enjoy her channel a lot. I enjoy the projects that she's doing, and she's just did like a 24-hour where she did a small, well, she called them small. They weren't all small, to me anyway. I guess to her, she does some big projects, but she did a 24-hour stitch in thing with her mom, and she started a new start every hour on the hour, and then worked on it for an hour. It was pretty cool. You should watch that video. I will link that one specifically because I think that was a fun one to watch. You could definitely tell she was getting tired by the end of it, but yeah, I liked watching that, and I hope she does a 12-hour thing where it's more public, that she gives more notice, because I think I would be down for that. I don't think I could do 24 hours of stitching. I've done 24 hours of gaming, like tabletop board games and stuff. And that's hard. Focus is gone by the 20th hour, and I can't imagine how much frogging I would have to do if I tried to do it with stitching, because, you know, you're playing a board game, you mess up. It's fine. I mean, I don't play board games to win, because I wouldn't play board games if that was the case. But yeah, Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches, I will link her down below, and check her out if you haven't. And then my game, I'm going to do this one really quick, I think. This was one of the very first games that my husband and I bought as a couple. We'd, at least not mass market games. I think we'd maybe bought a few at like Walmart or something. But this is Fluxx. This is not the copy that we originally bought. This is version 3.0. We had bought the first version, probably 2002-ish, maybe 2003. And this is a game where the rules always change. You start off with base rules. Which is draw one, play one. That's your base rule. You draw a card and you play a card. You start off with a hand of like 3. And then as people go along, they will play new rules. So this one is play 3. So then the play rule becomes, the new rule becomes draw 1, play 3. Which means you're basically drawing one and playing it, because you only have the 1 card, unless you still have some cards in your hand from previous turns. There's ones that are play all. There's ones that are, they limit your hand. So if you had, say, draw 4, play 1 in effect, and a hand limit of 2, you would draw 4, play 1, and then discard down to 2. And then there's action cards that you can play. So I'm trying to find a good one. This one allows you to discard some cards from your hand and draw that many back. I believe it's been a little bit since I've played this one. This one is rotate hand, so you just rotate your hands around the table so you'll get somebody else's hand. It is definitely pretty chancy and lucky, and you'll see especially why in a second. The way that you win this game is there are keeper cards and there are goal cards. And if your keeper cards match the gold cards, then you win. And it could happen on somebody else's turn because they had to play all their cards. And at some point, they had to play down a gold that matched your keeper card. So as soon as that happens, you win, even if they have more cards to play. So keepers are things like, here's the sun, peace, cookies. So that's what those look like. Since then, they've introduced creepers into some of these like core base sets. I think they've gone back to not having them, but they do negative things. So if you get one that has creepers in it, it's a little different than my copy, but yeah, it's still the thing. So sometimes, so here's one. It's chocolate milk. So if you have the chocolate bar and the milk in front of you, then, and this goal is played, then you would win. There's the brain, no TV. So if you have the brain and there's no TV anywhere laid down on the table, that's not just in front of you, but in front of anyone, then you win. So sometimes you only need one keeper. And that's one of the ways that this game is pretty swingy, because you could win on your first turn depending on what 3 cards you had. If you had or maybe second turn, but if you had, this is a goal, you had the brain and you had like a play all, then yeah, you could win on your first turn. So and there it can go. And the other downside, there are some downsides to the game. It's fun if it lasts the right amount of time. If you're done in 1 or 2 turns, it's not super fun. If it takes you an hour and a half, it's not super fun. And it can be really swingy like that. But I have found that most games play in about 20 or 30 minutes, and that's a good amount of time for this game. And they have just a bunch of sets. We have Fluxx. Well, my daughter has Fluxx. She's a big Wizard of Oz fan. And so this was one we actually pre-ordered when it was, and got it for it came out right around her birthday. So it was a nice surprise to be able to give her that for her birthday. I don't even think she knew it was coming out. So we have that one. I think we have Cthulhu Fluxx somewhere. I don't know where it is. We did have Star Fluxx, which is kind of based on like Star Trek. There's, I believe, a Batman Fluxx. There's also like some generic educational Fluxxes. Like there's a math Fluxx and a chemistry Fluxx. There's a drinking Fluxx. There's, I mean, the Looney Labs people are geniuses with marketing, and they've got a lot of like IPs out there. So yeah, just look up Fluxx and you will find so many different Fluxxes. Like I said, it's easy to learn, it's fast to get into, it plays usually fairly quickly, but it can be a little bit swingy, but it is one that I still enjoy. I mean, we've had it for almost 20 years now, 18 years, something like that. No, we've been married for 19 years, so not quite. About 17 years, I guess, we've had this. My daughter was not yet 2 when we bought it. I do know that. And yeah, we have played the heck out of it, the first version, and then we gave that to either my sister-in-law or my father-in-law. I can't remember, but we used to take it up and we'd go up and visit them, my husband's family. And so when we bought the new version, we gave that one away. But yeah, fun little game. I am trying to figure out how I want to do these videos, especially with the way that the School of Magical Stitches and Literature goes. So I'm actually kind of thinking about doing Mondays as a day. So try to keep an eye out on Monday. I'm not making any promises because, as we know, I'm kind of maybe sometimes limited to when I can record. But yeah, I'm going to try to do Mondays for that. I'm actually thinking possibly about doing 2 a week, one where I focus just on the stitching I've done and not really talk a whole lot about the challenges. I'll do the game still on that one, any sort of haul that I get, and then maybe do another one where it focuses more on the magical stitches, the Monday one where it focuses on the magical stitches. I don't know yet. Because I'd like to be able to talk about the books and stuff that I'm doing and how everything applies with the challenges. But to me, it seems like it makes these videos really long and it takes me forever to upload. So I kind of feel like I want to split it into 2. I'm just not sure. I may try it and see how it works. Let me know what y'all think. And that's really all I have for today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the plans that I have, I think. is I'm just going to continue with magical stitches and literature. And that's just going to be my main focus. I'm going to let that kind of dictate a little bit what I work on. Obviously, a lot of times I have multiple choices and there's always penalty stitches. So if there's something or almost always penalty stitches. So if there's something I really want to work on and it doesn't fit the challenges, I can still do that most of the time. And I'm hoping to get some of I've not been really great about getting some of the extra credit stitching done. So I'm kind of hoping that I can do some of those. This time we have 2 months to do them because starting with book 3, every year is taking 2 months because there are 7 books. So the first 2 were shorter. We only did 1 month. Now we're going to be doing 2 months for the rest of the time. So hopefully I can get, I mean, it's only 500 stitches. Surely I can do a few of those at the very least. I think for most of the challenges, there may be even some that are less. And this week we have we're getting to go shopping in Diagon Alley for her school. So basically we can pick things that we can buy in Diagon Alley and then stitch on a project that has those things in them. So I'm going to put a picture up here. One of the daily cross stitch things I have is called Pew Pew Cat. And it's a cat shooting guns, and it says pew pew pew, and I think it's cute, and it's a black cat, so of course you can get those at the Magical Menagerie. I am going to stitch on one of my dragon pieces because dragon's blood is something you can buy, I believe, at the apothecary. And then the last one, oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh my goodness. The last one is, oh, I had this planned out. I should have written notes. Why don't I write notes? I know better. I'll put it in the description. I'll figure it out as soon as I stop the video because that's how it works. But yeah, it's another work that I already have on the go. And I just get, oh, peacock feather. Ollivander sells peacock feathers because every time his peacock loses a feather, he'll just put it for sale in a store for a newt. So yeah, I've got a couple of peacocks. So I'm going to do peacock feathers for my 3rd item. So I have to do 250 stitches on each of those. I'm hoping that with all my travels and stuff, I'll still get that done. And then, like I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I'm thinking about doing the 90 days challenge at Full Coverage Fanatics. I don't know which project I'm going to work on yet, but that starts April 1st, so I've got some time to figure that out. Yeah, I think other than that, I'm done for this video. Sorry, like I said, I know it seems a little random and disjointed. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things after kind of not focusing on this for the past month or so. So, yeah, y'all have a great week, and I will hopefully see you next Monday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.